Bankrupt brother. The bankrupt brother. Wow, what a revelation. No longer are we looking at that story as a prodigal son. There was no prodigal son. There was just a story of two sons. Within that two sons, we find out they were brothers. Which one was bankrupt? The bankrupt brother. Listen, check this out. Here's the kicker. One brother spent all he had and went broke because he spent it on whores and prostitutes. The other brother was so bankrupt he didn't know it because he had financial and he had material wealth. He was in the Father's house the whole time. But he was broke as a joke when it comes to spirituality. I'd rather be broke and not have a thing because I made bad decisions and bad choices and I blew it and I got out of the will of God and I blew it all. But because when I get broke that way, I can always say, hey, got to get back to my Father's house, and in my Father's house is many riches. So I'd rather be broke in the materialistic realm of things than to be broke spiritually. To be broke spiritually is unfortunate because you don't know you're broke. That older brother that was at the house the whole time, he was broke as a joke, didn't even know it. How do we know that? Because we saw how broke he was. Why? Because when the brother came back, guess what? To be broke means you don't have nothing. That older brother looked in disdain to that brother that was coming home. He had nothing to give. That means he's broke. He had no grace to give. He had no mercy to give. He had no love to give. He had no tolerance to give. He had no humility to give. He wasn't bearing one another's burdens. He wasn't walking in love that keeps no record of wrong. He wasn't loving his neighbor as himself. No, what he was doing was he was so broke, all he had was a bunch of his self-ego, his self-exalting, sit on the throne of his self-righteous indulgence and had nothing to give. Somebody has nothing to give is a broke, sorry person. I want to be able to give. Here's the problem with broke spiritual people. They have no problem with receiving from the Father, but they have a problem with extending that which was freely given to them. Something wrong with that picture. When you're allowed to accept grace from the Father for your own silly self, but you can't extend the same grace which He bestowed upon you, you can't extend it freely the way you received it, something wrong. When you start looking at others and fault finding and comparing and all this other type of stuff, something wrong. You are broke and don't even know it. Bankrupt. I don't want to be bankrupt spiritually. I want to know I have need, because when I know I have need, that means I can receive. But when I no longer think I have need, I stop receiving from the Father. Are you following me? That joker was in the Father's house, but he wasn't receiving nothing. He had it the whole time, but didn't receive it. He only saw what somebody else got that he thought didn't deserve. What about us? Are we quick to hold and not extend something that we think someone else really doesn't deserve? Let me tell you, we don't deserve not one thing, and Yeshua freely gave it for us. How then can we not freely give? Yeshua said, you've been given freely, now give freely. Alright, love you.